Hey everybody, Kelly Engineering here, and welcome to episode 33 of Project Ozone 3. In between episodes, I was working on this little setup. So it looks a little complicated, and I can make it smaller, but as always, so I can actually explain what each thing is doing, I've made it larger than it really needs to be. But these are all essence seeds required to make crystalline ingots, and I have 12 stacks at this point. Um, So what this is this plant gatherer is gathering all of these, and it's mostly diamond seeds with 2 cobalt, 2 osmium, a certus quartz, and lapis, because I get a lot of lapis out of this. Regardless, after stuff gets gathered by the plants, it goes into this crafter, tier 3, and makes diamond lattices, lapis, osmium, certus quartz, and cobalt. All that stuff gets output with the certus quartz going into this enrichment chamber. Let's go down here. So the certus quartz goes into this item barrel because a lot of certus quartz was getting made at the beginning. And then from there it gets output to the enrichment chamber and gets turned into pure certus quartz and then goes right into its drawer. After that, everything else goes to its appropriate drawer up here, like these diamond lattices, and then gets output to this automation interface right here. This automation interface actually has a chest down here. My coin of fortune's not on. So this chest down here is actually a buffer chest. So I have right here in configs auto eject on, because items, especially if you have a lot of them, like if you have more than one stack of pure certus quartz, it'll keep trying to put pure certus quartz in here even though you don't need it, and it'll just stay stuck, and not all of the items you need to go into the table will go. So I have the auto eject on going into this chest, and then from this chest it goes right back into the storage drawers, so that the automation interface is always trying to look for a new item to put in there to make the crystalline ingots. But yeah, that is the setup right here that I have right now, and I am actually pretty happy with it. Like, I'm at 13 stacks of crystalline ingots now. So that is a large portion of what I was doing. I tore this down and reconstructed it multiple times to get it to actually work properly. I also made a bunch of quantum compressors. And these quantum compressors, there are a total of 32 of them, one for each singularity, required to make the Infinity Catalyst. I have not finished setting this up, of course, but I have a plant gatherer with a range upgrade in here. And what this will be doing is this will be grabbing all of these plants right here, and this is a total of 8 of the crops required, and it'll feed them into these analog crafters. I'm not really worried about the speed of these things. Remember, analog crafters can't actually be sped up. And I was using analog crafters over here before realizing it was going too slow. A lot of stuff was getting backed up, which is why I went for the tier 3 crafter instead. But yeah, after it gets in the analog crafter, it'll get it pushed into the quantum compressor, and once I have the catalyst in there, it will make all of my catalysts for me. With the exception of zinc. I remember there being a zinc essence seed. There's no zinc essence seed anymore. So I actually stopped and just said, okay, I'm done with the setup right now. I'm going to start recording this episode. But yeah, no zinc seed, and I could swear that there was at one point. And eventually I'm going to hook all these up and get my singularities up and going, but I have crystalline ingots for days. And I'm only going to be getting more since this spot loader is here, F3G. All of this is in one chunk. So I don't have to worry about that. I'm going to go show you the mini setup I did with the zinc, just to try to speed things up. I'm not very happy with it. It's not very fast. But I just set up sieves again. So what I have right here is a material stonework factory that's constantly making me sand. Nope, and that'll explain why my coin was off. Well, what that is doing is it's constantly just going through sand, picking up only the zinc ingots and tossing everything else. I don't need it. I can get it other ways much quicker. But eventually I'm going to take these zinc ore chunks and I'm going to push it into a furnace and quadruple it up with furnace overhaul, and have my zinc ingots. It's going to go into an ender chest, and from there it will go right into the compressor inside the void. And that is what I did. It took a surprisingly long amount of time in order to fiddle around and get it the way that I wanted. But for now, that's what I did in between episodes. So I am doing a bunch of rituals with Abyssalcraft right now, getting Oblivion Catalyst, because Oblivion Catalysts are what I need in order to make the next part of our what we're doing this episode. We're making Philosopher's Stone. So for that, we need a lot of Oblivion Catalysts. Oh, shoot. I actually need to make a couple more. I only made 9. I miscounted. Regardless, you need a lot of Shadow Gems, Crystalline Ingots, Oblivion Catalyst from Abyssalcraft, Supremium Coal, which is really easy to make. The Ender Star is actually really the only thing that I haven't created so far, ever, in this playthrough. But yeah, the Ender Star is just 4 Eye of Ender and a Nether Star. Super easy stuff. Yeah, the Philosopher's Stone. I'm collecting all this stuff together, and then I'll be back with you once I'm ready to create it. Alright, I have all of the necessary items in order to create the Philosopher's Stone. Let's bring up that, oh! At the end of the last episode, I was going to make ultimate ingots, but I wanted to make a full stack and didn't have the crystalline ingots for it. So, yeah, okay, brief detour. Let's go grab the crystalline ingots we need. Alright, look at that. I can make a full stack of ultimate ingots. And ultimate ingots are used for quite a bit of the ultimate crafting recipes. The Neutronium solar panel, the infinity ingot, which we need a lot of. And, what's the last one? Ooh, the creative fluid tank. I want these so bad. But, yeah, I can't make the infinity ingots yet. I haven't set up the Neutronium, and I am going to do that this episode. Make no mistake about that. And for now, let's focus on the Philosopher's Stone. Oh, beautiful. Alright, so I had to just redo a couple keybinds, but if you see the Philosopher's Stone right now, normally the black bar down at the bottom, and I'll do it. Normally the black bar, the Philosopher's Stone, it's green right now. That's because I've already charged it up, but there are a bunch of keybinds that you can put to this, mainly like I have period as a fire projectile, and then I have comma as an opening the crafting grid. M is changing. Oh, M is the charge button. And then line mode, cube mode, panel mode. So what this mode is there's something called world transmutation in here. And that's actually painted glowstone. Don't worry about that. But if I right-clicked right here on this grass, then it would world transmutate into sand. I'm not going to do that because there's nothing underneath it and the sand would just fall. But that is what world transmutation is. I have a fluid cow over here. And then N. Oh, okay, yep. So line, cube, panel. I'm never worried about that. Right on. But those are what the Philosopher's Stone can do for you. All of the recipes for world transmutation are right here. And then what you can actually do for regular transmutation. So I'm going to take some gold and put it in the crafting grid. And then if I put the Philosopher's Stone and the gold in here, I get 8 iron ingots. And you see it just used the charge on the Philosopher's Stone. So if I needed to do that again, all I have to do is hold M. And now it's charged again and I could do it. So I'm not really worried about that too much at all, actually. Especially since I don't even think the charge matters. Let's get some more gold and check that out. Philosopher's Stone, gold. Nope, that charge does not matter. Weird that it wants you to do it, though. Oh well. The next thing that we're going to create is the Transmutation Table, and the Transmutation Table does require the Ultimate Crafting Table and Dark Matter. I have Mana-Infused Gems and Dawnstone Aspectuses already made up, but the Dark Matter is a little bit more complicated. So to make Dark Matter, I need to surround an Eternalis fuel. I need to surround a block of diamond with it. The Eternalis fuel is made with Mobius fuel made with alchemical coal, and alchemical coal is made with regular coal. So I need to make quite a bit of that because 4 coal is 1 alchemical coal. And yeah, I have to 4 alchemical coal is 1 Mobius fuel. So I'm going to be using up quite a bit of coal in order to do this. But I'm going to make my dark matter and be back with you very shortly. I should note that doing the Philosopher's Stone crafting grid really isn't the best thing that you could be doing because it only completes one recipe. But if you went to a standard crafting table, such as the Tinker's Construct one, put in the Philosopher's Stone and then the coal you need, I can do it all in one fell swoop. So the Philosopher's Stone crafting table really isn't all that. Well, I'm going to need one more stack of coal. Yeah, just use a Tinker's Construct table instead. Alright, I got the last piece that I need in order to make the Transmutation Table. So let's get it made. Got to get over to the Ultimate Crafting Table. And look at the recipe. What am I missing? Does it need a charge? There it goes. So the Philosopher's Stone needed a charge in order to make it happen. But I have my Transmutation Table, and I get to keep my Philosopher's Stone. So let's set down the Transmutation Table and show you what it's all about. So in here, let's wait for the music to stop. So in here I have, I can put a Book of Knowledge from ProjectE here and pretty much unlock most recipes. Or I can, let's see, Alternatus Fuel does have an EMC value. So I can put this Alternatus Fuel in here, and I just gained EMC, whatever the Alternatus Fuel was worth, so 8,192. And also, so long as I have the EMC inside the table, I can make an Alternatus Fuel. So all I have to do is provide, let's see, Dark Matter has a, so now that the table just learned Dark Matter, I can use the EMC that the Dark Matter gave me to make more Alternalis Fuel. I'm not going to do that, because I have a bigger plan in mind. One other thing that I did in between episodes was I set, I had this running for a while, but I've set it up so that it's actually two different things. I made the creative Cobble Generator, and that is pushing cobblestone into here. The double cobblestone is going into here and giving me quadruple, then sextuple, and then eventually I'm going to have octuple compressed cobblestone. And octuple compressed cobblestone is worth quite a bit of EMC. So octuple compressed cobblestone is worth 43.05 million EMC. And that's a lot of stuff that I can create with that. Alternatively, I also did this over in the greenhouse. Yeah. So I made a massive sugarcane farm, and the sugarcane farm is being constantly regrown with imaginary time blocks. I made 4 of them. And yeah, all of that is going into here, eventually going to give me octuple compressed sugarcane. Octuple compressed sugarcane is worth 1.38 G EMC. And I think this is actually the most EMC in the entire pack. Actually, no, there's one more item that's worth more than this. That item is 8 times compressed obsidian, which is worth 2.75 G. And yeah, actually the sugarcane was a lot easier to set up, and I could very easily set up a cobblestone compression machine, but whatever, I'm very happy with this massive thing. And eventually I will have the compressed sugarcane and compressed cobblestone I want to get lots of EMC very quickly. Alright, the next thing that we're going to create are the Covalence Dusts. And it's really simple. You just need cobblestone and charcoal to make 40 of it. I'm going to make a couple stacks. And then the medium dust is iron and redstone. Also simple. And then the high covalence dust is coal and diamond. 1, 2... There we go. So with these dusts, I can create alchemical bags, or I'm going to need them to make the Transmutation Tablet. So the Transmutation Tablet is just a portable version of this Transmutation Table. So I can... Oh, it actually has an EMC value. Figured he would have removed those. In any case, I'm going to put 1 piece of each covalence dust inside the table, just because. And so now with all of this, I'm going to move on to the next thing. Oh, before we do begin, I was looking through all of this matter stuff right here, and red matter, magenta, pink, all of these different colored matters all the way down to faded. And yeah, so the only thing that these are really used for is to make quarry fragments later on down the line, and you need quarry fragments in order to make the chaos planks. So, as I discussed in the Voidcraft episode, you don't need to keep killing. Like, you don't have to do this at all. It's pretty silly that it's even like that. So I'm going to show it off once again in the middle of this episode, just in case the Voidcraft episode wasn't watched. But I have 47 quarry fragments. And the reason why I have 47 is because if you take a quarry fragment from killing, what's his name, G, or her name? Regardless. Gia, that's it. If you take a quarry fragment and click on your bed, right-click on your bed, you'll be taken to a dimension added by Voidcraft where mobs spawn. And let's find this mob. It's a just like a black silhouette looking mob. There's one right here. So it is called Hashalag. And when you kill Hashalag, look at all those quarry fragments. Regardless, let's see how many I have. I have 46 right now. Get out of here, Voidwrath. Nobody likes you. Bam, I have 61. So that's an easy way to get quarry fragments without having to go through all of the matter and using that insane recipe in order to make quarry fragments. I don't want to say that Cazador or Sightsai or anybody didn't know about this dimension, but I don't think somebody knew about this dimension. Otherwise, they wouldn't have made an insane recipe instead of fighting Gia to get the quarry fragments. But yeah, 61, that's... Again, I can come back here at any time I want. Yeah, so just make use of this dimension if you need quarry fragments. Don't go through the ridiculous recipe. Alright, the next thing we're going to create is the Alchemical Chest. The Alchemical Chest is a massive chest. And I'm actually a little confused about this because from what I remember about ProjectE, there used to be like upgrades for the chest, and there doesn't appear to be any upgrades for this chest anymore. But you used to be able to, like, if you put cobblestone in here, then the second it recognized that there were 9 pieces of cobblestone, it would automatically compact it. And there was like a repair thing, so if you needed to repair an item, you'd put it in the chest and it would automatically repair. But none of those items are actually here anymore, so I guess the Alchemical Chest is only meant to be used for creating the energy condenser, which is going to be the next thing we're going to have to create. I'm going to make up some red matter and these 64K ME storage cells. Actually, you know what? I have EMC. So let's have a little fun, shall we? Do I have... Excellent. 64K ME storage cell that has nothing in it. I'm going to throw it inside the transmutation. Boom. And I can make it anytime I want. How many... I have 8 septuple compressed cobblestone. Whatever. I'll just take 1. And the septuple compressed cobblestone has 4.78 million EMC. Booyah. Grab 1 too many. And now I can just make 64K ME storage cells. Why are 2 here? Oh yeah, look at that. It's like not even making a dent. Yeah, there's no difference. I don't know why it's showing up twice. But regardless, I'm going to get these 64K ME storage cells. And I'm going to make the energy condenser. I just realized I messed up. So I just made these storage cells. I need the storage components. So yeah, all I need is 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, now I have more 64K ME storage cells, so that's something. Boom, look at that. Oh, I also made this 4096 storage cell, and over here I have the largest one that you can have, a 16,384K storage cell. Yeah, I made those just so I can complete the quest. And does it have an EMC value on it? Oh my word! Now that I have now that I have EMC, I can start thinking about everything that has an EMC value and just make plenty of it. All right, we're on the home stretch for getting, yes, one octuple compressed cobblestone. Throw that in here. Got 46 million. The next thing that I'm going to have to create is that red matter, and red matter is going to be a lot easier. Why is it doing that? Yeah, see, resonating gem is here, but resonating gem is also here. I restarted the pack just to make sure that it wasn't just me. But yeah, it's doubling things up. Reso. Oh, it only... It only shows one when you run the search bar. Regardless, I have more than enough, and I'm going to get a couple of stacks of alternatus fuel, and then there we go. So now I can make a bunch of red matter. So red matter is alternatus fuel and alternalis fuel. I don't know why I keep replacing that to a T. And dark matter. So cool, let's throw all of this in here. Now that I have more than enough 64K storage. And I have 64 red matter. I believe for this recipe all I need is... Yep, look at that. Now I have my energy condenser. So the energy condenser is... oh, and when I restarted the pack I also finally removed that sound file, so I don't have to worry about that. I take it back. What is that playing? Like somebody stepping and snuffing? Oh, this is super creepy. It's like somebody snuffing and muttering to themselves. Oh, wow. I have no idea what this is. I'll be back with you once this creepy sound clip stops. It just ended, and that is some stupid creepypasta. Yeah, it was like somebody coughing and stuttering and stepping, and then like you hear a bunch of blocks being placed, and it got louder, and then it just ended, and it was like a static. If anybody knows what the heck that was and how to disable that sound, I'd be very grateful. But I have my energy condenser, and see right here, if I put an item, well, that doesn't have an EMC value. What the heck, we'll put alchemical coal. So I'm going to put alchemical coal in here, and if I supply the chest with EMC value, it will continuously start making alchemical coal for me. The next thing I'm going to create is the energy condenser Mark II. I placed down the energy condenser and it wasn't working the way that I was expecting it to. And I don't know if something's changed with ProjectE since I last played around with it. But I'm making the energy condenser Mark II to see whether or not it's going to operate the way I think it will. And I don't think that's going to be the case at all. So... oh, shoot. Hold on. Alright, I just turned down the volume so that I wouldn't have to worry about that sniffing and grunting and whatever that weird sound file is. So what I'm going to try to do is, the way that this was supposed to work is I was supposed to put the item I wanted over here, and then be able to put in an input. There it goes, it's working as intended now. Alright, so yeah, if you put the input item over here, which is of course, I just put in iron, then once it gets to the select amount of EMC value, which is going to be 512, it'll make me that alchemical coal. So it's just a automated way of getting what I want. And I plan on using one of these energy condenser Mark IIs in order to make my zinc ingots, since the seeds aren't around. And zinc ingots I think are like 128. Yeah, zinc ingots are 128 EMC. So it'll be no issue whatsoever. I could actually probably put a creative Cobble Generator. Ooh, that's a good idea. Let's try that out. How are we doing on making a new one? So I'm going to take this creative Cobble Generator. Take my Energy Condenser Mark II. Yep, look at that. Cobblestone. So if I want this alchemical coal. Ah, man. Even though cobble has an EMC value of 1, it's not making me anything. Well, shoot. So apparently I was just a little bit out of order. What I did is I put in like this piece of dark matter and then pre-staged it with some manually placed cobblestone inside here so that my EMC value over here would go up. Then I exited out, put the creative cobble generator, and then it started going absolutely no issue. It's a weird way to go about it, but that's what I did and I got it to work. So I'm about to get my first piece of dark matter out of this. That's all well and good. And yeah, now that I figured out how this is going to work, I'm making another creative cobble generator, and they cost nothing. It's Garfax, Crystalline, triple compressed cobblestone, and 4 tier 5 cobblestone generators. So I'm going to create another one, have that constantly running to my Energy Condenser Mark II, and then I'm going to move on to the next part. And the next part that we're going to be making, we still need to make the Transmutation Tablet, and actually, we may just about be done with what we want in ProjectE. So I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do next after I make this creative cobblestone generator. I'll be back with you once that's done. What I will say is a lot of people, and what I've seen done in the past, what I've personally done in the past as well, is once we get into RF Tools dimension generation, people make an emerald dimension and have a builder running in there at all times, and then moving all of the blocks of emerald in here, because blocks of emerald are worth quite a bit of EMC. So yeah, a block of emerald is 147. So it's an absolutely astounding amount of EMC that you can get relatively easily. All you have to do is just make a dimension and have that dimension constantly running on power. So later on I am going to do that, but I'm happy with the cobblestone for now. And when I'm making my zinc ingots for the singularities, cobble's exactly what I need. I don't need to go any more worse than cobble. So I'm obviously trying to make a lot of dark matter right now because I need, actually, you know what, this will probably do me for now, because I need quite a few dark matter blocks. Let's look at the recipe. In order to make the Transmutation Tablet, need a total of 36 dark matter blocks, to be exact. So actually, I may be all set on dark matter for a little bit. Oh yeah, absolutely. Look at that beauty. So I'm actually probably going to throw some of these back into the Transmutation Table, just so I can get that EMC. It's no big deal. I can stop making dark matter for now. And I'll figure out something else to throw in there in the meantime. Probably alchemical coal, because it takes no time at all. Alright, finally I have all of the materials necessary to make the Transmutation Tablet. Transmutation Tablet, like I said before, is just like the Transmutation Table, but I can use it anywhere I want, which is absolutely fantastic. This is probably a bad time to say it, considering how much I've been gushing about it so far, but I'm actually not a big fan of ProjectE. I love how polished the mod is, and I like what it can do, but it makes things definitely too easy. Luckily, with this pack, a lot of the stuff has had EMC removed from it. So like the ultimate ingot, in Project Ozone Light, I could go to the infinity ingots or most of the catalysts, and it had an EMC value. I could throw it onto the tablet and it would work just fine. But in Project Ozone 3, it actually seems pretty balanced. So really no complaints for me, and I might actually be using it towards the end game stuff in order to get things done. So there's that. I am at, wow, just about 19 stacks of Crystalline Ingots, so this is still working its job. The next thing that we need to be doing for this is it wants us to make the Morningstar and the Qatar. I'm not sure why it wants us to make it. Does the Morningstar have any uses? The Morningstar can't be used for anything. Well, you know what? I'm going to, before I close out this episode, I am going to complete everything, including the Alchemical Bags. The Alchemical Bags are just like ender chests, but they're absolutely massive. And if I make a white Alchemical Bag, just like this one, and I store a bunch of items in it, and I accidentally lose it, so I forgot that my Coin of Fortune's off or whatever, and I accidentally lose it, I could just make another white Alchemical Bag, and all of that stuff will be right there. So it is just like an ender chest that can hold a lot of stuff. So yeah, that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get the Morning Star and the Qatar and the Alchemical Bag made up, and I'm just going to do all of these, this matter quest. I'm going to do this in between episodes because, as I explained earlier, none of this matters at all. Because the only thing that you need this matter for is to make the Quarry Fragments, and I have plenty of those. I'm not worried about it. So I just hooked this up because I have over, like 180 million. Yeah, I had over 1 million solidified experience. So what I'm doing is I'm sending it into the chest. And just so I can get red matter much quicker. And it's working wonders. It doesn't give that much EMC per stack, but I have enough of it that is making quite a big chunk in what I need. So yeah, 55,000 just from one stack of this stuff, and I have, yeah, 1.1 million. Yeah, this will be filled up in no time. Alright, I have made the Qatar and the Morning Star, and I'm going to try the Qatar out. So, it has two different modes to it, mainly Slay All Hostile and Slay All. So, I have Slay All Hostile mode selected, and we are going to, this is probably going to lag me out hardcore and or crash my game. So, let's try this out. Oh, it just sheared a bunch of sheep for me. Huh. Well, it's hoeing stuff. It's digging dirt. I wonder why it's not killing. Oh, hello. Yep, I just crashed. Alright, so the Qatar and the Morning Star are incredibly overpowered, and if you're like on a server, these will more than likely be banned. So the last thing I'm going to create this episode is, and I'm only creating one, I'm going to need a lot of them, are the Neutronium Compressors. Or Neutron Collectors, that's what it is. So I need redstone, quartz, blocks of iron, and these crystal matrix ingots, which are created with diamond lattice, crystalline, nether stars, and fire ingots. I need 7 of them. So that's all well and good. And Neutron Collectors. Need to go to Ultimate Crafting for that. Oh, Crystal Matrix Ingot was a quest I haven't done yet. So, Neutron Collector. So the Neutron Collector is entirely passive. You set it down and it will start creating these little piles of neutron. And luckily the piles of neutron have EMC value. But the pile of neutrons will can be put into a neutronium nugget to neutronium ingots. And ingots are what's really used for a lot of stuff. Actually, hey, on those nuggets you used for... Oh, piles and nuggets are also used for the neutronium solar panel. Well, so we have the... I've seen some people make entire walls full of neutron collectors. And since I am on... since I have EMC, and I'm going to be knee-deep in EMC soon, I'm probably going to go the EMC route for all of my neutron stuff, and only create, like, yeah, probably just this space size of neutron collectors. Other than that, I'll be perfectly fine with it. But yeah, the Neutron Collector is the last thing I needed for... Did I get the quest for that? Huh, there is no quest for the Neutron Collector. It's very weird. Regardless, I'm going to set this down, let it collect some piles of neutrons. And with that, I'm going to call this an episode. I hope that you enjoyed it. In the next episode, I'm going to be getting into Botania, finally. Once I get into Botania, there's a lot of stuff that I can unlock with the use of terrasteel ingots. And I can also make the wand of animation. The wand of animation is probably going to be my end goal for the next episode, because the wand of animation will allow me to do oh so very much and get a lot of this stuff automated. Well, with that, I am Kelly Engineering, and I hope you enjoyed the episode. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.